Right now, you are made of atoms that were forged inside a dying star. Not metaphorically, literally. The calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, the oxygen in every breath you just took. None of it came from Earth. It came from somewhere else, billions of years before this planet even existed. So here is the question nobody wants to ask out loud. What if the reason human life feels so strange, so out of place on this planet, is because it is? What if you are the alien? For most of history, this question would have gotten you laughed out of the room. But in the last few decades, something odd has been happening in serious science. Biologists, geneticists, and astrophysicists keep bumping into the same uncomfortable pattern. Life on Earth doesn't quite behave the way it should if it simply started here and slowly built itself up from nothing. Let's start with the timeline. Earth is about 4.5 billion years old. For the first several hundred million years, the surface was molten rock, bombarded constantly by asteroids. Basically, hell. Then, almost the moment conditions became survivable, life appears. Not slowly, almost instantly in geological terms. That timing bothered scientists for decades. Life is complicated. Even the simplest bacterial cell is a miniature factory of thousands of coordinated chemical reactions. For that to assemble itself from raw chemistry in such a short window felt, to many researchers, almost too fast. This is where a strange idea enters the story: panspermia. The hypothesis that life didn't originate on Earth at all but arrived here, likely as microbial hitchhikers on comets, asteroids, or cosmic dust. It sounds like science fiction, but it was seriously proposed by Francis Crick, the same scientist who co-discovered the structure of DNA. In 1973, Crick and chemist Leslie Orgel published a paper suggesting something called directed panspermia. Their argument wasn't that aliens flew here in ships. It was that an ancient civilization, or simply the raw chemistry of the universe, may have seeded early microbial life across the cosmos and Earth happened to catch some. Crick wasn't a fringe thinker. He was one of the most respected scientists of the 20th century, and he looked at the evidence and said quietly, "This doesn't quite add up the way we've been told." Now here's where it gets stranger. Even if you set panspermia aside completely, human beings specifically don't fit the pattern of animals shaped purely by their environment. Every other species on Earth is closely tuned to its habitat. Fish are built for water, birds are built for flight. Even our closest relatives, chimpanzees, are built for the forest canopy, with long arms, curved fingers, bodies made for climbing. Humans are not built for anywhere in particular. You have almost no fur in a world full of temperature extremes. Your spine, built for walking upright, causes chronic back pain in a shocking percentage of adults. Human childbirth is dangerous and agonizing because your skull grew too large for the birth canal evolution gave you. Your brain burns 20% of your entire body's energy while making up only 2% of your weight. None of that looks efficient. None of that looks planned. It looks like a body dropped into an environment it wasn't quite finished adapting to. And then there's the brain itself. This is where researchers Svante Pääbo's work becomes important. Pääbo, who won the Nobel Prize in 2022 for sequencing the Neanderthal genome, helped reveal something remarkable. Modern humans and Neanderthals shared a common ancestor. But somewhere in a tiny window of evolutionary time, something in the human lineage triggered an explosion in brain complexity that has never been repeated by any other species, before or since. Language, abstract art, mathematics. The ability to imagine a future that hasn't happened yet and plan for it. This didn't creep in gradually over tens of millions of years like most evolutionary traits. It surged in what anthropologists sometimes call a cognitive leap within roughly the last 100,000 years. A blink by evolution's clock. Why? Nobody fully agrees. Some researchers, like primatologist Richard Wrangham, point to cooking. Wrangham's research suggests that once early humans learned to cook food, digestion became so much easier that the body redirected huge amounts of energy toward brain growth instead. It's a compelling explanation, but it explains capacity, not the specific hunger for meaning, storytelling, and self-awareness that separates humans from every other clever animal on this planet. You are, right now, the only known species in the history of Earth capable of asking why any of this exists at all. Not just reacting to your environment, but questioning your own existence inside it. Wondering what you are. Wondering where you came from. No other species does that. Not dolphins, not crows, not elephants, despite their